Hey Parker, I don't know what day it is because this is pre-recorded, so enjoy. So in one of your videos you talked about the fears you had, and shocker, but we actually have pretty much the exact same fears. I fear literally all of that. So again, strangely enough, we fear a lot of the exact same things, and the majority of the things I fear do have to do with being an adult. The idea of having all this responsibility suddenly thrust upon me terrifies me. I grew up, I lived a very, pretty much sheltered life. I had everything taken care of by my parents pretty much. And then the idea of just all of a sudden having that completely change and having to be responsible and deal with the consequences of my actions on my own is pretty dang terrifying. And I think that this is a fear that a lot of millennials have. It's scary, and it's okay to be scared because we're all pretty dang terrified right now. But I don't think millennials are alone in having this fear of moving on to a next stage. I think it's more the general human fear of the unknown. For example, when I was first going into college, I was dang terrified. I was not ready. I was like, I'm 18, I can't do this, I can't have this much responsibility, and then it got okay once I knew what to expect. I feel like going into adulthood is going to be the exact same sort of thing. It's like once you get used to it, once you take that plunge, no matter how terrifying it might be, it should hopefully be okay. Fingers crossed for both of us. Even though everyone goes through it, it doesn't stop getting terrifying. It just gets a little bit easier to handle. But then I also feel like there's very little we can prepare to do. But also when people ask me what I'm afraid of, it's just a pretty good blanket statement to say everything. Because I am. I'm terrified every time I go get a piercing. I'm terrified every time I have to give a presentation. I'm terrified every time I have to drive somewhere and go get to school or go to school and sit through a lecture. I'm a very anxious person. And it's just like, it's, again, for me, it's that fear of the unknown. I never know what's going to happen. I never know if I'm going to get into a car accident. I never know if something's going to go horrifically wrong during any sort of daily activity. But of course, that's not going to stop me from doing everything I need to do. It's just going to make me slightly more cautious and hopeful that everything turns out for the best. So, Parker, when you ask me what I'm afraid of, it's just easiest to say everything because it's pretty much everything. I am in a constant state of terror. Stay super, DFTBA, bye.